For it was little which thou hast before I came, and it is now increased unto a multitude. And the Lord has blessed thee since my coming. And now, when shall I provide for my own house also? Can you say with me, and now? Say again, and now, when shall I provide for my own house also? In the New Living Translation, say, when can I, say with me, when can I start providing for my own family? Lack of plan for financial independence is the reason for the continuation of financial struggles. If you are not mindful of when you start providing for your own future, for your own family, you continue the rat race. This man in question, Jacob, after working for 21 years, came to realization that it is true, God has been blessing the business, has been blessing where he was working. He came there very little. The business has grown so fantastically big, so much. He came now to realize time is going. When will I start providing for my own tomorrow, for my own family? More so in these critical times, there is more need for money-wise strategies. These critical times. What do I do to be money-wise in these times that we are facing? Number one, discover your uniqueness and internal treasures. Discover your uniqueness and internal treasures. If we are to succeed, that will be money wise in this economy we are, you got to discover your area of uniqueness and internal treasures. I not say what you do read in school. I not say discover your certificates, your internal treasures, what you are wired with by God. Answer the following questions for yourself. What are those things that you are happy doing as a person? What are those things that you are happy doing? What are those things in your life that help others? What are those things in your life that help others? What are those things that you can accomplish with minimal assistance? Things that are normal with you, things that are natural with you. What are those things in you that ignites the zeal to perform them? Now when it comes to that particular activity, there's a zeal that come upon you. Notice those things. What are those things that you do that give you a sense of personal satisfaction? What are those that you do that give you a sense of personal satisfaction? What are those things that long have been bombarding your dreams, with which you always see yourself doing? What are those things that long have been bombarding your dreams, with which you always see yourself doing? A discovery of this is what will show you your hidden treasures. That is your niche. That is what you are wired with. In fact, that is the instrument for your prosperity provided by heaven before you came here. People that excel in life, people that succeed financially, are people who have taken time to discover these internal treasures. I have found out that billionaires today that we have, none of them trace, not more than very few of them trace their success to the school they attended. At the end of the day, it is what is inside of them. Find out. Number two, And that is why when that lady came to Elisha, that pure widow, to ask for help, in 2 Kings chapter 4 verse 2. 2 chapter 4 verse 2. And Elisha said unto her, 2 Kings chapter 4 verse 2. Elisha said unto her, what shall I do for you? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? She said, thy handmaid has not anything in the house save a pot of oil. In the Amplified Version, he asks, what do you have of a sales value in the house? There's something you carry that's of a sales value, something that is normal and natural with you. That one say, what do you have of value in your house? There's something you carry that's of value. We are not all meant to sing. We are not all meant to preach. We are not all meant to teach. We are not all meant to be in business. There's something of value outside of you. Is your locating it that make you a star. I have found mine. That is why I've not remained on the queue. I found mine. That is why I fired my boss before I was 30. I became self-employed before I was 30. Because I find mine very early. Find yours too. Number 2, you need at least 5 streams of income to survive today. How many streams? I know what? Not all streams of income are created equal. Some streams of income are linear. Some are residual. How do we know which of your income is linear or residual? What is your question? I mean, what's your answer to the question? For instance, how many times do you get paid for the work you do? How many times do you get paid for the work you do? How many times? Once a month, right? That income is linear. Even if you are a surgeon or a doctor or a lawyer, how many times do you get paid? Each time you operate, Abi, you are paid. But if you don't operate as a surgeon, you don't get paid. After you get paid as a lawyer, each time you perform, each time you win a case, that income is still capped, is still linear. But there's the income that flows that you don't have to be there. That is called residual or passive income. Things that you work hard only once, and from there begin to unleash to you streams of income. You know about 5. How do you know which one to go into? How do you know? Because God expects us to set our hands on many things. Deuteronomy 28 verse 8. Deuteronomy 28 verse 8 says, Deuteronomy 28 verse 8 says, he said, the Lord will command the blessing upon you in your storehouses and in all that you undertake, and He will bless you in the land which the Lord your God gives you. In the King James Version, say, He will bless you, say, and in all that thou settest your hand unto. God expects to set your hand unto so many things, not just one. How do you know which one? As a Christian, check from above in prayers. Say, Lord, which other aspect do you have to do? When God come into full-time ministry, I was a mind director with 8 graduates working with me and various centers, about 5 cells of our business. When now come and say I should go full-time, I should do everything only have to do with the gospel and be on His payroll. I shut down the business. I went straight to the church to begin my ministry. 2001, October 10. But I said, God, I've been a mind director for 10 years. I have a standard of living. How do I sustain my living standard without begging people in the church to survive? God said, now that you have asked me, I will show you. He showed me 9 streams of income for me to run in the ministry without going outside the ministry and without touching God's money. 23 years. We are there now. I've never having to beg, not even by style, from anybody. Why? He gave me, not one. If I'm just to collect allowance, that will be one stream of income. So when they give you allowance, collect it. But just that you are not going to be salaried. Now they will not pay you according to your presentation, allowance. But that is what I have to live on. You have been knowing on the pulpit by now. But he gave me other ones I should be doing. 9 of them, which I am very involved in. I can never retire from those 9 all my life. He gave to me. Check from above in prayers. Even those 9, only 8 have been fulfilling very well. I'm entering the 9th now. Check from within your internal treasures, the one I've asked you about, what you are wired to do. Then check from without. What are you doing now for others? What are the areas of training, of expertise that can nurture to growth, that it can expand? What are you doing presently for others that can expand on for your own? Find out. I said check from above in prayers. Check from within you, the internal treasures, the one I mentioned to you earlier. Then check from without, around you. What are you doing now for others? You've been selling that particular item for others. You have known the way in and out of it. By the time you leave that place, you're able to start something on your own. That means if God has not spoken to you, you can't find anything in your hand. What your hand is doing now is an indication to what you can do for yourself eventually. Next, number 3. Seek competent and expert advice. Seek competent and expert advice. Find people who have proofs, who have experience, who have expertise. On that line, you are going into ask questions. Proverbs 12:15 says, a fool thinks he needs no advice, but a wise man listens to others. Proverbs 12:15. A fool thinks he needs no advice, but a wise man listens to others. Seek advice. Seek advice. Don't just dabble into it. Ask for others who know about it. I'm still seeking for advice. Somebody was in my office last week to spend more than 1 hour to educate me, to show me how to go about the work I'm doing. The 9th stream of income I said that I've not been exploring the last 21 years. Somebody came and showed me how to do it last week. Yes. And I'm ready to pay for it. Go for training if you need to be. Seek advice. Ask for people who don't have anything to gain by giving you the advice. And if you have to pay, please pay. You need advice. You may need to go for apprenticeship to learn more about that. Number 4, diversify your learning. Diversify your learning. Broaden your competence. Diversify your learning. Broaden your competence. What do I mean? Learn new trades. In the current economy, learn new trades. Acquire new skills. Acquire new skills. Learn new trades. You see, the one that you have been sticking to is not enough today. Learn new trades. Government is doing empowerment for people. One of my niece traveled all the way from Lokoja to come to Lagos to come and stay for 3 months to come and learn in the empowerment center of Lagos State here, near Gbeda. He came all the way from Lokoja to come and stay for 3 months. And many people are here in Lagos who don't take advantage of that one. It is free by the government. He said he stay back, goes home on weekend to go and see her husband every 2 weeks. Yeah. That's learning new trade. That lady is a graduate. That my niece is a graduate of many years. What she read is not giving her money. Certificate is limited today. Go for certification. One young man is looking for a job, send me his CV. He read computer science. By the time I asked 3, 4, 5 questions, he found that I said, don't despair that you are going to university to read computer. I'm not saying it's useless, but that cannot fetch you money now. Those broad-based courses, banking and finance, what's the meaning? What's the meaning? International relations, what's the meaning? I asked him, how are you certified in any area? It looks strange to him. Certified. He's not aware. By the time I asked him 3, 4 questions, I'm sure he must have been thinking I'm a computer guru. So these are the aspects of computer. Computer science is too broad. It's like say I read BSc economics. What's the meaning? What is the meaning? Economics. What is the meaning? No. That's why you must learn new trades. Investigate this certificate that we are talking about. Don't look at that aspect. I told you, I said, go to udemy.com. Udemy.com. I said, go to Albert Aina TV on your YouTube. Albert Aina TV. By the time you say, come back to me and let's talk. Acquire new skills. Go and learn some other that can bring money immediately. Not this waiting for white collar job. Go learn something with your hands. Get familiar with new trends. Get familiar with new trends, new technology in your field. Yeah. By the time I was talking to the computer person, I said, which aspect? Is it graphic designing? Which aspect? Is it website designing? Which aspect? Is it cyber crime prevention? Which aspect are you talking about? Is it copyright editing? By the time I was asking all those questions from the guy, I said, it's too broad. It can't bring you money. If I'm to employ, I will not employ you with what you have in your hands. But it can't offer me so much. You just be blowing. Yes, you can operate computer. You don't need BS to operate computer. When I told, I said the guy in charge of my IT, of my YouTube, some of this one, started working for me from SS2, SS3. He has not finished school, not even university. I will prefer him to you with BSc, because the guy, and how the boy learn it, he went on YouTube. I challenged, I said, boy, do this thing for me. He said, no, I don't know, boss, give me this weekend. He went on YouTube, and because of their age, they can understand very fast. He understood and came back with me and launched my channels, several, just on YouTube. And that's what you are learning for a whole 5 years. Learn new things. Learn handiwork. Let your children learn handiwork. Yourself too, learn handiwork by the side. These are what will mean money today. Tiling, house wiring, repairing laptop systems. That kind of that will bring immediate money. Not as a system manager. There's no vacancy. Those are already occupied. But this one, computer will always break down. So phones will always go bad. So there's business for you. People always need to tile. So I read civil engineering. It's very good. Which other aspect can you learn further? That can bring you immediate money. Those are unfortunately, that's the curriculum of our schools that develop people to look for job and not to create jobs for themselves. Things like hat making, bead making, event center decoration, handiwork. Learn them. Your hobbies, turn your hobbies to money-making fun. Barbing, all manner. In Proverbs 18:5 says, an intelligent man looks for new ideas. In fact, exists for them. Living Bible. Number 5. Maybe it's 18:15. Number 5. Invest in going concern as a partner. You must have to look at that. You don't have time to invest in going concern as a partner. You don't have time to go to business because of your work. But there's somebody who has the time. Invest in going concern. In other words, you have some money and somebody has the time and has the idea. You can invest and have a sharing formula. In other words, this one requires 250,000 naira, 500,000. I have the money, but I don't have the time. You have the time, you have the energy to carry it out. If you bring profit, this is what going to share it. Only make sure it is writing. That's another one. Invest in going concern. So people already have a going business. If I invest into this business, how much will be my own share? Yeah, it's been done. So all your savings towards that. Number 6, look into businesses you can do part-time or at home. Look into business you can do part-time. First, there are 20 fantastic businesses you can do, which I brought out of about 200 that I have listed in my book. For instance, things like baking, small chops, cakes for events. You will always have this market for it. Things like fast food, spaghetti, rest of them. Things like plantain chips, drinks and water. That's what one man says when he was sacked at work. He was a manager. He said, what will ask someone is drinks and water. And began to sell drinks and began to sell water. And the money was bringing enough for him to pay his children's school fees and pay house rent. He was telling me the right time when I asked how I was doing. He said, these things you taught us, sir, that's what I'm doing. Drinks and water. Small scale farming. Smoked fish, for instance. Smoked fish. Soap production for supermarkets. Yeah, soap production for supermarkets. There are several varieties now of detergents being done by new upstarts in business. Things like perfumery. Now as you buy bulk perfume, you resell in 3 ml, 6 ml, 15 ml, and you double the price. They can't buy it in bulk. Buy it in bulk and get small bottles, well branded, and sell perfume. Times 2 the price, people will buy it because they don't even know how much is the bulk. Makeup artistry for weddings. Tailoring, fashion. That my niece came to come and learn fashion in Lagos for 3 months under government sponsorship. Tailoring, fashion, jewelries like bead making, wire works, necklace. Ladies will always need it. They will always buy, go learn, and sell for them. Things like painting, artwork, tutoring business, home tutors, online tutors. As somebody here around us here said, it does online tutoring in Canada, in UK. That's what he said, he does it. So he has time with his people. He may have to wake up at night anyway to conform to their time there. They are looking for who will help them. Over there, they don't see it as work over there. Yes, and they don't know this work. Like when my son and my wife were in Florida, one of our daddies who was here before, who is now based in America, came and said, let Lara stay with us and teach people mathematics. Only people they don't know maths in America. If Lara stays here, will make a fortune. They don't know book, they don't know maths in that place. Praise the Lord. Now, you now take it also, okay, I can teach them from here. Simply go to your Google should be your consultant. There are some apps there. By the time I come again, when I'm talking about how to make dollars in Nigeria, about 20 things to do to make dollars. I will show you those things by God's grace in full details. Things you can do here and be earning dollars steadily. One of them is this tutoring. Even as your pastor, I teach at times across the ocean. I taught to ushers in Birmingham, teach them about ushering work. Okay? And they pay me in their currency, which is pound sterling. That's true. Just stood there here and taught to them for about 1 hour. And they were so impressed. Italy is planning now for me now. You don't want to be in UK to be okay. Just let your head be correct. I'm looking for that time when I go to Evo to share with you 20 ways to make dollars, and personally in Nigeria. Things like web design, things like social events management, graphic designs, dry cleaning business. These are the aspects. And finally, number 7 for today, buy a plot of land every year for the next 6 years. Buy a plot of land every year for the next 6 years. It's just that you are going to possess the title on the land. By the time you have them like that, sell off about 5 of the 6 plots as the value of land appreciate, and use the excess to build your own dream house. This is what I mean. Where you are now, all you are saving in the year, you can turn to buying a plot of land per year. Look at where they are cheap and secure. Just that's all you are looking for. At least I've met people whom I thought they carried out. I was invited to Corpus to orientation camp for NYC in Lagos. The Corpus invited to come and talk to them on what they can do financially, even as Corpus. I gave them one of these strategies at the NYC camp. They buy a plot of land before you finish your NYC. And some of them took it up with me. And truly, by the time I came back second year to the NYC camp, some of them say, "Sir, we took your word for it." So all our allowances were saving and saving. When they pay us the bulk money, okay, we say we bought a plot of land close to Canaan land. So, but say now we are going to go and buy the second plot very shortly before we are discharged. Copper, buying 2 plots of land before leaving NYC. Think of how much that one will be by now, because I was a focus. That money could have been used to buy iPhone or buy Omana. iPhone without any direction. The young man said, we have 2 plots now with our NYSC allowance. We are now working at securing it and letting it grow. So that you don't build your house with sweat and blood. You buy your house from profit. You build your house from profit. Bible says, build your business first, then build your house. There are people who come and become premature landlord because they don't understand what it means to prepare their business before building their house. Well, that's what they want. Buy a plot of land with the mind of reselling it at a premium. That is the way to go forward. Fellow that bought this land bought it for 1,000 naira per plot. He sold it for us at 5.5 million some years later. That same plot of land in 6 years was going for 30 million naira. That was 2015. 2015 to now, this land here was selling for 30 million naira 2015 per plot. If somebody has bought it that time as his investment for 1 year. One man told me and said in his company they pay them upfront. He said when they pay them upfront, okay, for them to, he said I always invest it in buying land in the expensive part of Ibadan. So I use the one upfront to buy. The next upfront they pay me, I used to develop the land into duplex. Say, sir, I have 4 duplexes now. He said he does not give it to people, to locals. No, he give it to expatriates who will appreciate the value. That's what I've done, sir. For 4 years, he still a worker, he still a manager. So that's what I do now. I was asking him, I say, you are doing the right thing, and I will preach this your star. So that's why I use my offering for. I don't need to change my wardrobe. I don't need to do anything. I buy land in that expensive part, Oluyole Estate in Ibadan. I following year build it. Say I've done it now over these few years. I now have about that time he had 3 duplexes. It was on the 4th one. Wait, no. So that's what I use my money for. You will succeed. He's still at work, and they'll soon be paying him dollars for rent. Rise up on your feet.